Hello and welcome to the next page on this step-by-step tutorial. So I looked back at the walkthrough and I realised that I didn't show you this page, I just showed you the front of it and I hadn't showed you the inside. So this is going to come as a sort of nice little surprise that you didn't know was in the book. So, so for this page we're going to start off with two pieces of card at 8 by 6 1/8, and then they are scored landscape at 1/2 inch. So what you will get then is a working space of 7.5 by 6 1/8, which is the same as all of them have been. And you want two of those. So I want these pages to be flat. I think what happened in the walkthrough, they were so flat I forgot they were there. So, but they are quite nice pages, and I thought I really do need to put them in step by step. Okay, so just put that there. So you've got two side flats that are going to go like that. Okay, so we're going to work on the first one first. And what we're going to do with these is we're actually going to create corners. And what we want is so that when we open it up, the corners go like that. So I want to work on the underside first. And I want to work out how I want my corners to go. So you're looking at these bits of card here and thinking, what's she done there? I've taken two pieces of card at 7.5 by 6 1/8. So here it is in its here it is in its proper form, 7.5 by 6 1/8. And then what I've done is I've cut along that diagonal. So then what I end up with are two pieces that are going to create my two corners. Now you just have to fiddle around until you know you've got them the right way. So I want my two corners, I think I want my two corners to do that, or do I want them to do this? It's big decision time now. Do you know what? I think I want them to do that. So you can either have them doing that, or you can have them doing that. Which? I think on reflection, I'm going to have them doing that. Very much your choice, you choose. So now I want two pieces of paper. Now I've cut 6 pieces of paper at 7 3/8 by 6. So 7 3/8 by 6. And I'm going to take the two that I want to use for the inside, and I'm not going to use the same papers, but I am going to go for that sort of red, and you'll see what I'm going to do with that in a minute. And then I'm going to cut those corner to corner. So I'm just going to do that corner to corner, like so. So now, let me just make sure I'm going the right way. That's going the wrong way. That's the one I want, so make sure my hearts are up the right way. One of them is going to go on there, and I'm hoping, it's not going to work, is it? No, I'm going to have to use it this way. I was rather hoping, okay, that's not going to work, it's going to have to be that way. What I did was I cut them both the same way. So I'm going to leave those for a minute. I'm going to get another piece, which I'm going to cut corner to corner that way. So this is a little bit of thinking about which way you want your corners to go if you are using directional. So that will then go there, like so. And what I'm sort of hoping, no, it will still have to go like that, is that that can go like that and that can go like that. Because they're not square, they won't meet exactly. But you can see what I'm trying to get to. So I've got 2 pockets coming in like that and 2 pieces around the edge. So the first thing I'm going to do is put these 2 pieces into place. So with these, it's often worth just having a little play about first, getting your direction right. Particularly if you're using papers that have got a print on them. So I'm going to go with this one, just double checking that one is going there. This is another little hint, always double check before you glue anything anywhere, because once you've glued, it's so much harder, not impossible, but so much harder to then get it into place. So that one is going to go there, and I'm just making sure it's not going to impinge on that fold. And then this one is going to go on this side. So I'm just going to come down these edges like that, and down these. Double check that it's going to fit and it's the right way up and the hearts are all the right way up. It's one of those times when, if you're doing it for the first time, non-directional paper is a really good idea. Okay, so that is then going to go like that on there. Fantastic. So now with these, what I want to do is I want to make sure that most of my border is there. So it doesn't matter if they fit exactly to these edges, as long as you've got a little border there, because then they will fit there and you'll be able to see your little border like that. So I'm going to go around the edge of this, around the edge of this, and around here. Double check my measurements. It doesn't even matter if it goes over at the back by a little bit. You can always trim it down, but what you want is a decent edge there. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to put my glue on here like so. And again, as I say, my most important thing is my edge, my border here. I need that to be straight. I can always trim off any excess, but I haven't actually got any. Making sure, again, that you're not impinging on this fold. So nearly always you have to take a tiny bit off that side. So this is a pocket. So I'm going round the edge like that. And then I'm placing that, only placing it at the moment, and just putting that over the top of the fold so that I know it's not impacting on that. And then stick that down. And if I'm lucky, I only need to take off the tiniest little point. There you go. And it really was the tiniest little point. And so that one is now complete. So I'm going to do the same on this one. Again, I'm just going to put it into position first. I'm happy everything is the right way. So I'm going to go around the edges. Around these edges. Around these edges. What I should have done when I cut those original 2, I should have put the sides that I wanted in next to each other, facing each other. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go around with my glue all the way around. and in the middle, and then that is going to go, whoops, onto there. As I say, the main thing I'm looking at is that border there. Got quite a lot of glue on there, so I'll just get that off. And as long as I'm happy and the back's fine, I'm now going to go round. You can obviously take a lot more care than I am, and then I'm just placing it first because I want to make sure that that's going to be okay, and then I can put it into place. Just going to move it up just that tiny little bit. I think it can just tolerate going up just that tiny little bit more. Yes, it can. And then again, I've got the tiniest of tiny bits just to trim off there. And then those are the two inside pockets done, and it was important, I wanted them to go the right way. So now I'm going to look at the two outside pockets, and oops, I know that I've cut that the wrong way, but that's okay. So I'm now going to cut this one that way. So again, I will have that direction correct. So I'm just going to cut this one like so, along that diagonal. I can't make that. Oh, hang on. Oh, look, I can make it work. I just needed, I can't make it work to go the same way. That's what I can't do. I can only have them both going that way. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Okay. So it's important to think about which side you want facing up and where you want. But on these two, it doesn't matter because they will go over the top of each other. It's only when you open up that you want those two to be the same way. And I do prefer this side, so I'm going to stick with this side. So I had a second piece of card that once again I cut to 7.5 by 6 1/8. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did before and put the two top corners in place. Okay, so that's those, and I've just noticed another little tiny piece that just needs trimming off. So I'm going to take that off like that. And then I'm going to just trim my two glue tabs. You just see a tiny bit there that needs to be trimmed off as well. Trim my two glue tabs, and that's the sides ready to go on. So now I'm going to do my top flap. So somewhere here we are. Okay, so again, I've got my piece of card at 7.5 by 6 3/4. So this time the glue tab is going to go at the top. So I turn it sideways, so it's portrait, and put my glue tab in. So now when I fold that, it's going to be at the top, and my working area is going to be 6.5 by 7.5 by 6 1/8, or 6 2/8, 6 1/4. Can't remember. I think it's 6 1/8. Let me just check that. Make sure I've cut that. Yes, 6 1/8. I've just written it wrong on there. So that should be 6 1/8 when it's cut. Okay. So actually it's 6 5/8. It's correct, I think, on the, yeah, it's correct, or it will be correct on the cutting and scoring guide. Somebody was asking me for the cutting and scoring guide. I'm literally doing it from there, making those changes. So at the moment, my version has got scribbles all over it, which I will then put on the final version when the book is made, and then I will upload that if I can. So there's my top flap. So the top of my top flap is going to have a dimensional pocket on. In the walkthrough, I used an ATC photo wallet. You can use whatever you want, but you just want that dimensional pocket on the front. So this is 3 inches by 8.5, and it's scored to 7.5 by 2.5. So we've gone along there, down there, along there. So landscape, portrait, landscape, 1/2 inch all the way round, and then as before, cut into the cross, turn your scissors, cut into the cross, turn your scissors, get rid of those 2 bits, and we're going to fold this. So if I've got the measurements correct, always a bit of a fingers crossed moment here. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go, and that will fit exactly onto there. So this is now 2.5. So this is going to be my front page. So I want to cut 2.25 from the bottom. So I'm cutting 2.25 off the bottom. And then that will fit onto there. So I'm just going to put that onto there. Like so, all the way around, all the way around. And that's going to go onto there, like so. So that's going to go onto that one. Like so. And then I'm going to stick this, so open up the 2 side bits, put some glue along that edge there. Like so. And I'm going to make sure I'm at the bottom. And that is going to go on there. And I'm using my fingers, A, to make sure it's absolutely straight, and B, to make sure it's absolutely up to the corners. I'm just going to press it down. I can see it's not quite straight there. You do want it to be straight. And then I'm just going to press it down like that. Hold on to the inside in case it slides, and then just press that down. Tuck in those 2 side pieces. A little bit of glue. Oh, before I do that, no, it's not a deep pocket, so it's fine. If it was a deep pocket, I'd put some tape across there, but it isn't a deep pocket. It will be fine. A little bit of glue there, and then I'm just going to bring that up into place. And I can see that is beautifully straight there and there. And then this is going to come in. Oops, that wasn't quite glued enough. I'll leave that to dry when I put this on here. Like so, all the way round, and then that is going to glue inside there, like so. Tuck, tuck, If you tuck it first, you can then wriggle and slide, but you do just want it tucked. So you've got a dimensional pocket on this side, and then I'm going to turn it over. Always remember, turn it over, because you want the flap at the bottom with the top pocket. So this is just going to be a simple page. With that, I've cut a side pocket this time, and it's not dimensional, so I've cut 6 1/8 by 3 1/4. So that's 3 1/4, so I want to take 3 off this side. So I'm taking 3 off there, so that will fit nicely onto there. So we just go round the edges like that, all the way round, and that's going to go onto there. Like so. Lift it up off the black, otherwise it's black on black and I can't see what I'm doing. And because this isn't a dimensional pocket, you stick this piece on first. So if it's a dimensional pocket, you stick the pocket on first. If it's just a tuck spot, then you stick this piece on first. Okay, so this is going to go. Just wondering whether I want... No, stick with what you were doing, Sarah. Don't change your mind halfway through. Obviously you can, and I frequently do. I just want to make sure that's a matching pattern. Got it the right way round. Maybe I haven't. Maybe it's this I haven't got the right way round. Let's just try and match those patterns up. It's always nice if you can. I think that's the right way. So that's going to go down like that onto there. And then 3 sides of your tuck pocket. There you go, like that. And that is going to go on to there. Just be careful. I can see what I've done. Okay, I'm just going to use my scissors because I don't want to get glue all over my caterpillar. You do need to cut this to the same size as the papers because you don't want to impact on that. So I now know that I've got to trim that off as well. So I'm just going to trim that from there, like so, which means my papers aren't quite straight, but there's nothing I can do about that. I can take another little bit so that it's level with my paper. Let me just try that. So trim that with my paper. This is something I always forget on top flaps. Yes, that's better. That's level with my paper. So I'm just going to put some more glue around here. Okay, so your top flap card should really be 6, not 6 1/8. There we go. So it needs to be the same size as the paper. There we go. Right. So now you've got all your pages, all your flaps rather, ready to fit onto your page. So this is page 6. Now, because we've got flaps coming in, I'm going to take this wider. So I'm taking a larger piece off so it slopes in more, because what I don't want is a bulk at this edge. So, and then this is going to go on to here, like so. So this is going to go on here. I'm just going to make sure, whoops, do it first, Sarah, always do the outside bit first. line it up, make sure it's level, give it a really good push down, get it into place, lift it up and hold it in place while you put that on there like that. Then my side pieces, again, because it's going to meet up here, I'm going to take a wider angle on that one. So that is going to go on that side. Like so. So that's going to go like that onto there. And I'm just, before I go pressing it down, I just want to check that that will close over the top. I'm happy with that. So just level it up, make sure it's not going to stick the whole together. Otherwise it won't stick on the book. Okay, when I'm happy, hold it in place and then just come down here. And then the same on this side. So I want a bigger slope on there. Put my glue on. Now my inside page, I'm just going to decorate. I'm not going to do it on the video because they're all exactly the same. So, but let me just do this first and then I can show you what I mean. So I'm just going to pop that on there. Make sure it's straight and it's not gluing those two together. Make sure I can still get that down, which I can. So press that into place. Open it up. Like so. So now that, and that all come together. So I will now decorate this inside piece, and I'm going to do exactly the same as I've done to all the reverse, which is just my piece of paper at 7 3/8 by 6, and I'm just going to cut photo slot into it. So you don't need to see me doing that on all of them. So that's going to come across, that's going to come across, that's going to come down, and that's that page finished. Now, because that's not going to sort of necessarily stick down, it will do if I give it more of a burnish. You might want a little bit of ribbon, in which case you're going to feed the ribbon through that middle gap there and then tie it round there. But we'll see, it probably will flatten quite nicely. Right, so that is the next page. There's just one more page to do, and then the back cover, putting all the pages in and finishing off all of these little bits like this. So I hope that's been helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and then you'll get to see all the videos as they come through. You'll get notification of them, and please tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.